You've probably noticed this before. In the exact same situation, facing the exact same pressure, sometimes we find the capacity to return to ourselves. We bounce back. And other times, we simply cannot. Why does this happen? We all experience this quiet difference. One day, a setback is just a bump in the road. The next day, that identical setback feels like a wall we absolutely cannot pass. We look at these moments side by side and we wonder what changed. It's a very simple observation, but a profound one that we're exploring today's explainer. Sometimes we return, and sometimes we do not.
So, what makes the difference? When we try to answer this, we usually look for an event. We look for a clear, logical trigger. We try to capture it to explain it logically, but the moment we try to do that, something feels slightly off. We say things to ourselves like, well, I just tried harder today, or I was just really overwhelmed yesterday. But those explanations, they don't quite fit the reality of the experience, do they? The more we try to pin down this difference, the more elusive it becomes.
There is a deeply human instinct to find a reason for everything. We want an equation. We believe there just has to be a definitive cause for this gap between returning and not returning. But when we put it into words, it disappears. Language is rigid. It breaks the delicate reality of this phenomenon. Our lines try to categorize recovery as a specific action or a conscious choice. We really want to define it. But the exact moment we attempt to define this difference, the actual sensation of it crumbles. The truth of it completely escapes our language. If it isn't something we can easily define, then what is it? Consider willpower. This is the false premise we so often rely on. We tell ourselves that recovery is just a matter of sheer will, of effort, of simply pushing through. But the structural truth is entirely different. It's about state. Recovery is not an event. It's not an action you take. It relies entirely on the underlying state you are already in. It really isn't about how hard you try. It's about the condition that is present within you, right before you even make the attempt. So what exactly is the state that allows us to return? There is a minimalist condition of recovery. 3 simple things. First, space remains. There is a quiet internal buffer, an unwritten margin within you that hasn't been entirely consumed by the situation. Second, resynchronization is possible. This means you have the capacity to realign with your own rhythm, rather than being locked into a continuous, endless reaction to the outside world. And third, fluctuation persists. You aren't fixed, you aren't rigid. There's a slight, gentle movement still happening inside you. When these minimal conditions are present, the state of return is open.
This brings us to a final observation for this explainer. A question you don't need to answer with logic, but simply to observe within yourself. Right now, are you in a state where you can return, or have you already entered a state where you cannot? Notice your internal space. Notice if there is fluctuation or only fixed rigidity. There's no right or wrong answer here. There is no advice to give you. There is only the quiet observation of the state you are in right now.